Welcome to Mike Cole's Vids. I appreciate you tuning in. This video is about my Agile off-road heavy-duty leaf spring pack that I'm going to be adding to my 2014 Sprinter Moto van. It came like this. It got here about 15 days after the day of purchase. Came on a 53-foot truck, and they could not get it all the way up a road, so I had to drop it off at the neighbor's house. Thanks, Ralphie. Appreciate it. All right, we unwrapped it a little bit just to get her in the van. Oh, that's heavy as all get out. I'm probably gonna have to, I'm not sure how I'm gonna get that. Shocks, no problem. Carry them in. All right, let's see how we can get these suckers in the van. Here's a look at what came on the pallet. A pair of massive leaf springs, the rear shocks, some boots, and some associated hardware. But I am absolutely impressed with this pack. Man, that's some serious spring business. I think one thing that's going to be interesting is how much lift it's going to generate. Currently in the van just has a single sorry sad leaf. Curious the van's stance once this is applied. Right now it sits pretty decent. It's obviously unloaded and there's no moto on the back. Just got the weight of the build out in it. It's a relatively simple build. Nothing mega heavy right now. But we do run our bike on a hauler off the back. Let's take a look underneath the van, see what the existing stock setup looks like. It is slightly modified. Back in 2015, we added rear airbags to help with the weight of the hauler. So I think first I tried a sumo spring and then the airbag. I'm curious if these airbags are going to be able to function as a bump stop once we add the new spring pack. We're going to replace that single sad stock leaf with a big honking spring pack. I'm going to try to collect some before and after data. We're at 34 inches on the wheel arch prior to application of heavy-duty springs. Here we are on the driver's side. Seems to be 34 inches as well, so that's similar. It's a two-phaser. Struts are coming in towards the end of the week. So tomorrow we're going to go ahead and do the install on the rear leafs, and then later in the week when the struts turn up, I guess we'll try to figure out a way or a time we could do that. Hectic time of year right now. We're exactly 100 days from going to Idaho, so I'm giving myself 100 days to kind of get this project completed. I also got the struts in this week. These are Bilstein struts. They came from Agile Off-Road, and they didn't have them in stock. They had to order them from Germany or something like that. Now these did not come with a boot. These were bootless. I bought the boots additionally to install. I'm gonna go ahead and get them put on when these struts are installed. But just a big old honking strut. We'll take a look at the stockers. You'll be able to see that the stock struts are pretty janky. Here's a look underneath the front passenger side of the van. You can see that strut in there. You can also see that I've had sumo springs since 2014, so I've run those, gosh, probably the second week I owned the van I added those things. It was so rolly. Here's a look at the driver's side strut. The boot's in the exact same condition, deteriorated and ripped at the top. See the sumo spring, it's got some cracking in it. I haven't noticed any decrease in its performance. I noticed this last summer that the boot for the strut had deteriorated. You could see that it's developing some rust, some surface rust on there. That's not an issue. There's no travel in that aspect of it. But you can see that the boot's all busted up, ripped. I guess it lost some of its elasticity. I want to thank Agile Off-Road for their assistance with this project. They're absolutely phenomenal. Even though these took a month to get in, they were absolutely transparent. But most importantly, when I was in the initial phases of researching, upgrading my suspension, they were so helpful with answering my questions and offering advice. They couldn't quite piece together what I was looking for, but I got these struts from them, and because Van Compass wouldn't piece it either, so I got the springs from Van Compass, the struts from Agile Off-Road. All right, how about a little bit of data? We're sitting right here at, looks like 37 1/5, 37 1/4 after the installation of the big honking leafs. Okay, here we are underneath the van. You can take a look at these brand new, beautiful honking leaf springs. Absolutely awesome. It's a lot in this pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7th helper. So although I went from 1 to 7, it rides exponentially more or less better. Here we can see the airbags. I have a little bit of air in them, not much. I mean, there's barely any air in that, just enough to give it shape. And I'm gonna use it as a bump stop. I'm gonna see if I can take all the air out and let's see what it looks like. All right, here's a look at the stance of the van after the installation of the leaf springs, the leaf spring pack from Van Compass. You can see that big honking pack in there. Big massive pack. And the regular Valken shocks. These aren't adjustable. I don't know if that's a necessity. I'm pretty lazy. I don't even get out to air down. So I don't know if I'd get out to dick with my shocks, but some people say they do and they can tell a difference. Personally, I can't be bothered with it, but it is personal preferencing. So the leaf springs went in really well. It did adjust the stance of the rig. I haven't put the moto on yet, so I don't know how that's going to affect its stance. But I tell you what, boy, has it made a difference in how this thing handles. It there's no more body roll. Even when I had the airbags jacked up, I could still feel a lot of roll with that individual leaf. But now it just rides absolutely like a dream, not just in the turns or entering and exiting a parking lot or something like that. It feels really planted going down the road, and when I hit any type of undulation, pothole, speed bump, anything like that in the road, it feels really good. Like there's no more harsh bumps. So when it would hit something before, it would really be a little bit jarring. It lost its jarring. These springs feel ultra progressive. So maybe the just uses what it needs. I don't know. But whatever it is, thank you, Van Compass. These things rock and roll.